I just want to do a couple test shots. I want to see if my audio is good. I want to use this to see about how high things are going to be when I get there. So I'm going to try and make this as tall as I possibly can. Then I'm going to go and get a cone and put my cones out to whatever I find to be the best locations. This is about a little bit lower than shoulder height. I want to see if that's in the shot because I'm going to be working with logo right here. Let's see how far I can step outside and still be seen. My hand is still there. My hand is still there. All right, for the next one, what I would like to do is place this wherever I can get the best video talking to the camera. I would like to be centered in the third of the frame so that if I make a cut, I will be in this area here. And this is where I'm saying here, talking to the camera. Don't go any further than that. And then I need one more shot, and that's going to be where logo will be seen the best. I got the cones. From what I could see on the video, looks like I'd be able to stand all the way out here, not going any further than that. And I'm saying logo's best view is going to be up here. And I'm saying where I can stand and still be seen, I believe I can still be seen head to toe right here. Okay, maybe not to toe. So that means logo can't be there. You only see her head. Then that means this area might be the perfect spot. I gotta clean this area up anyway. This is where I used to tie logo down next to the duck yard so she could get used to being next to the ducks. The ducks could get used to her. And she also put her scent down right here. And then this is her potty right here. So she could walk from here to over here and go to her potty. All this was for a reason. Early in her life, she was tied up right here anytime that she needed daylight hours. I had to put this on it because it kept coming loose somehow. And that was to familiarize her with the ducks. And it was also to keep her in the scent area of her potty. So the whole time, I just wanted to make sure this is the only area she was ever able to potty in. And then I made that area smaller and smaller and smaller until she has this nice area over here. I'll include that in the video. This is her potty. And this is the only place, and it is marked off. This would be the area where she could be seen in this area. I should not go outside of that area. She'll be seen good from up there because I know that. And I believe I could see that water bucket over there. So I still have one cone left. And that one cone is going to be where I say I can engage with the camera about a product. If I stand like this, I'm saying you should not see the cone, but you should see the product perfectly. This would be the perfect place right here. All right. And what this is an area that I plan on setting up a permanent camera stand. So that is what all this setup is right here. And what I'm going to be doing this morning is showing how working with my logo is still part of working with nature. Training my logo and working with nature at the same time. And how so? This area right here is one of the areas that I have been throwing this pill into. And then when I throw it in there, sometimes it hits the ground, sometimes it doesn't. Whenever it doesn't hit the ground, I can't expect logo to go get it. I have to go get it. I have to go in there and start cleaning out to go and get it. Well, once I make it hit the ground, I don't bring it out. I just then send her in to go get it. You'll see this later on, but I'm trying to do a video of how I got this setup established. And this is before her time to even come out in the morning. This is what I do. I try and get an understanding of what I'm going to do with her. I'm cleaning out this area. And as I clean out this area, one thing that I've learned is I want to take the honeysuckle out and I want to try and save the trees. I'm learning the difference between honeysuckle and tree as I do it because I can start seeing the texture of what honeysuckle looks like. I don't know this stuff. I'm learning as I go. And I'm making it so the trees have a thinned out area around it and a little bit of area for canopy. So I want the canopy to grow in the direction that I want it to grow. And I'm pruning the tree as it grows in the direction I want it to grow. I want some trees that have some crazy shapes to them. And this honeysuckle created those shapes. Now I just want to get rid of the honeysuckle and let the tree do its thing. A couple other things. I'm picking and choosing which trees I want to keep. I'm looking at what location they're in. I used to think this was going to be where my shed would be. And it still feels like that could be someday distant in the future. I'm starting to feel less need for shed. So I'm liking this. As I throw this in, it gets stuck in the canopy and then I go in and try and find it. Now it's getting thinner and thinner as time goes on because we're out here doing this every day. And now I'm starting to like the way that it looks in there. And then yesterday, I didn't get video of it. I didn't need it. I was just enjoying the view. But the deer came and they were like roaming around inside the area. I did throw seed down in there. They're going to stomp it back. They're going to say which trees get to grow. They're going to help me keep the area clean now. This is part of working with nature. I got to see the deer out this morning. This is going to be the training. I'm going to go back to throwing this. If I am recording and I throw this in and it gets stuck, I am saying part of this training is going to be I have to go in and clean it out to get it to hit the ground. So this is just going to be a training video, and none of this is scripted. Me and Logo did not work on what you are about to see this morning. I have never come out and set these cones up like this morning. I just need these cones here to make sure that what I'm seeing is what I'm saying I'm seeing. And I want to make sure I get it right. And then I want to make sure I have a permanent setup so I can keep doing this until I no longer need to do this here. I'm about to get started. Hey, hey. So we're going to step back about right here. Sit. Ooh. Rise. Between. Sit. Back. Sit. Down. Rise. On the right. Sit. Good girl. Hey. Sit. Logo. Go put your bone on your mat. Go put your bone on your mat. Yes. Good girl. Hey. Good girl. Leave it. Heel. Heel. See, she's trying to be slick. She went right by the food, hoping that she could knock it over with her tail, because either she was gonna get to eat it off the ground or I was gonna have to pick it up by hand. But now that she ain't got a tail, she don't knock it over as much. That's an old trick right there, but she ain't slick no more, huh? All right, so we're about to get to it. I'm about to start working with her. I already took the pill and I threw it in the woods. She does not remember me throwing it in the woods, so it doesn't matter if she saw it or not, but she will know how to go find it. One thing that I've been trying to make sure that I do is to brush her off after doing this, because I want to make sure she stays tick free. Logo, up, center, sit. You don't need this on. This is big and heavy and might get stuck on a stick. So I'm worried that she might get stuck on something in there because I've been cutting sticks and I don't want her to get snagged or choked on something, so I'm gonna let her run free. And she'll come back to me because I got the food. Ain't that right, girl? Ah, stay. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Good girl. Rise. Stay. Good girl. She do good. She does real good. Sit. Rise. Down. Rise. Find it. And so now, I guess I could do anything, huh? But at this time, I would be doing something cleaning up wise or some type of work around the yard. She found it already. Good girl. Center. Sit. Good girl. It is pretty thinned out in there now, though, because we've been doing this for a couple days. So she understands it. Stay. But there are some areas that are not covered. Down. Rise. Sit. Rise. Free. And I would normally be using the clicker, but we don't need it. We're getting better. I only use the clicker when I'm trying to teach her a new process, because it's our first line of communication. My clicker is what lets her know she's doing right. If she's doing something right, that means she don't have to worry about anything. Logo, sit, rise, sit. I normally do this a couple times a day. Rise, find it. I could do this 4 times with how much food she gets for the day. But I try and stretch it out and make her work, bring it back. See, and then she gets used to the fact of bringing it back. Once she gets full, there's no motivation for her to do this anymore. So if you give her if you give her too much at once, uh, I used to feed her out of this. I put a air tag in it because I got tired of losing it and not being able to find it. I made it green, so it's also hard for me to find as well. And also, the other thing that's in it, besides her food, I just dropped some of her food. She's gonna be upset. Is that right there, one of her gel caps? We're gonna give it to her again. Leave it. Rise. Sit. Rise. Free. Good girl. She's doing great, child. I ain't gonna do all her food. I really just want to go in there once and cut something out on camera. But I have not had to. That means we've thinned it out plenty. Sit. Hey. Sit. Down. Rise. Between. 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 Sit. Down. Down. Rise. Hey. Up. Sit. Find it. Up. Good girl. Center. Sit. Out. Good girl. She did good. Stay. I'm gonna refill her, and she gonna get to eat whatever hits the floor, and I give her some more. I make her work like she doing a chore. Uh-huh. But the work I be getting much more. Ain't that right, girl? I give you some more. You did good. Stay. Rise. Sit. Rise. Down. Rise. Free. That didn't go nowhere at all trying to be slick. Oh, hey, yeah. My knee's doing good. It's doing good. Almost feeling 100%. Or at least I'm getting used to the pain, whatever it is. I'm feeling pretty good. Sit. Find it. Bring it. That was too easy. That was too easy. But that's what we want. Up. Center. Sit. Good girl. Out. Out. Good girl. So one thing that I've been working hard on is teaching her don't let nothing fall out of her mouth until I have a firm grip on it. Everything is not gonna be non-breakable. She can't think that she can just drop anything or just let it slip out of her mouth. So I'm working very hard on making her understand there's a value to different things and you have to hold them with different care. It just keeps landing in all the safe spots. I guess in the past couple of days, we thinned it out, but you can tell I've been working on it because that's how you get this result. This is not something that I just started today. I'm saying if you look at my videos, I've been working on this scent training and this go and get it in, I mean, since I've had her. I was working on it with just throwing food in the grass to start with. And then I started throwing things out in the yard to make her bring it back. It's just motivation and you use her food in 15 minutes a day. I'm saying this is all it takes. I'm playing with her. I'm feeding her. I came out in my yard. I did a little bit of work before I brought her out here just to make sure the scene was safe. Like, I don't want to throw it in there and something be in there and I didn't know it was in there and she finds it. That's not what this is. This is me teaching her, not her teaching me. Logo, find it. And she's motivated because she wants the food. And we've been working on this for days to let her know this is how she's bringing her food home. And there it is. This is how you get them motivated. She has lost weight in the process because she has to find her food. If I just give it to her, then she never will go out and find it. Sit. She's getting the process very well. And I'm saying she's very motivated if you can't tell. Rise. Sit. Rise. Down. Hey. Between. Down. Hey. On the right. Down. Rise. Hey. Up. Free. Hey, we getting to it now, y'all. This junk's like fluid now, y'all. We moving straight through it now, y'all. Oh, yeah. Sit. Sit. Rise. Down. Hey. Sit. Between. Sit. Rise. Hey. Up. Find it. Bring it. Oh, yeah. She listening now. I don't know what else to say, y'all. I think we done did it enough. I didn't get a chance to go in with the loppers. Part of it is me getting my workout in the morning before I go to work. I'm about to head to work. I'm going to drive the train. I'm loving that, doing content of it as well, if you can't tell. That content is actually doing very well. This is the first video that I've ever had go is, oh, y'all saw that on camera. Up. Yeah, she did not calculate that one properly. Sit. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a blooper. I get it. I get it. But she did good, y'all. And we getting ready to go to work. This is how I test her in the morning with no leash, no nothing. I'm saying if she can't cooperate like this in the morning, she can't go with me to work. If she can't move fluidly like this, there was no break in her service today. No disconnect, no frustration. And this is how you start the day off right. And that makes me feel like she's ready for the day, and it makes me feel like I'm ready for the day. Now the heat will say differently. She has performed very well this morning, and I'm saying we did good. So, find it, find it. Yeah, she left one behind. Nothing wasted. Sit. Yeah, yeah, here. We'll let you work a little bit. Find it. Find it. If she's not hungry, she will not work. I'm saying this is the type of thing that lets you know if your dog is still hungry. If you throw food on the ground and your dog don't eat it, unless your dog is greedy. I'm saying if your dog eats anything, then that's different too. But it once she is doing good, she's like, I really don't want to listen to any more commands. I don't feel like going and chasing for this. If I leave this outside, then that means tomorrow she's just gonna have to find it tomorrow. When she doesn't care about this anymore, this just stays out here. That's why I put the tracking device in it because I'll forget where it is too. Even though it has not worked yet, I'm still working on that, but I just don't want to take it out of here because it might accidentally work one day, but I'm working on that. I need a tracking device inside of this so I can leave this out as long as necessary. This is her potty, and this is the only place, and it is marked off by places she had accidents that she should not have. And the first place that she should have had an accident that she had an accident that she should not have, you see how she stays away from that? Look at that. She's like, I want nothing to do with that rock. Because every time she makes a mistake, I place that rock in front of her and I make her stay there. You don't have to rub their nose in it, people. All you have to do is make them understand that's not the place where the scent goes. And I'm saying that scent stays here, and that is the place where she goes potty in the yard. And this is to represent how you go potty in public at a curbside. You jump the curb, you go into a grass area. You should not go much further than this away from me. And then you should return to me. You see that tail wagging, yeah? That tail wagging? Yeah. She got a whole wag. Yep. She's loving it. Oh yeah. So let's go look in here now at what I've cut out of this area. All this stuff is pretty much stuff I cut out and I'm still piling it like normal. And then what I've been doing is I've been marking off the areas that I don't want to grow back. This is a tree that I want to continue to grow, but I don't want it to grow in any of those directions that it like I don't want anything else coming out of any of these spots. So I marked them off so that it won't come back and I'm shaping it to go up to the canopy and eventually I will cut more of this stuff out. This is stuff right here that I cut out. This type of stuff. This is like vine that grows underground. And I have gotten rid of it. And then areas that I don't want to grow back, I marked it off so it won't grow any off to the sides. Same way with right there. I don't want anything growing out of that. You can see how that sealed that off right there. I don't want anything else growing out of that. That was a vine, and that vine grows up into the canopy, just like this right here. That vine grows up into the canopy, and once it gets up into the canopy, it chokes out the life of all the trees and everything else. And then the trees can't get light, and then that starts to kill the tree from the top down. And that's how they kill the trees. But I've thinned everything out. This is a tree. I don't know how I want it to grow, but I want this to be a great shade area one day. So I'm going to let this one grow. And things that I didn't want to grow, I marked them off so that they won't grow back. This is honeysuckle. I don't want this to grow back. I don't want this to grow back. I don't want anything green growing out of that. And then this is the opening. And I threw seed back here, and this is the other stuff that I cut out right here. Logo. Hey. So let's take a walk down here right quick, and we're going to see what has grown out of the seed that I've put out. It's going to be a quick video. I got to get to work. But I also want to look and see what my trails look like. So all this is new growth right here. That's at least a week old now. All of that right there is all new growth. I just threw that down in seed. You can see seed growing up in the trail now as well. That looks great. Yep. And then out here, this was already pretty much growing. Let's go this way. I've actually been working this way. I came out here, I sprayed my rocks because I want to be able to see my rocks visibly and I don't want to hit them with anything. So like piles of rocks like this, I sprayed them. So that should be dying back. Another pile that's older and can start being burned. Here's another area right here. That's what I'm saying. I sprayed these rocks right here and cut everything back so they'd be visible. So I won't hit them with anything. And I put seed down in this area. And I don't know. That looks like new sprouts of things growing. Don't know what they are, but that is a sprout. This is another area. We came and cleaned this area out. I threw seed down. You can see a lot of the seed was eaten. I have grains, oats, all kinds of things in there. It's just seed everywhere. And I don't care what takes it. I don't care what eats it. and I threw seed down over here on the side. I actually had a deer use the potty over here, so I thought that would be a great opportunity to put some seed in, use it as fertilizer, help that plant get started, whatever it's going to be. I just mixed a bunch of seeds together, and you can see stuff is already starting to grow out of there, so that's good. This is the other area. We came out, clearly, you see I let my kids throw seeds, and they threw a ton in this area right here. Not a problem though. Nature will get it, or nature will get it. This is some of the new growth right here. Don't know what they are yet, but we're starting to see signs of new growth. All right, walking through. Well, we got a lot of new growth in this area. Look at that. Grass blades, everything. Let's go this way, Logo. Come. Look at all this new growth. Look at that. And you can tell that seed, because that's like all of them look delicate, like they just got started. You step on them and they won't come back. This area right here, I put a lot of sunflower seeds in. I'm hoping that the deer go in there and thin it back. But you can tell stuff has been walking around in there. Look at that. Something's walking in there. And it's making nice little trails. Oh yeah, something's running back in there. And that's going to thin that area out for me. That's what I need. This is the last area I'm probably going to, well, no, we got a couple more areas we can show. This area right here is the truth about what it's like when you overseed. Look at all that new growth. All of that is seed. Every bit of it. And look how plush that looks. All of that is new seed back here. I just came and raked it, cleaned it up because it was overgrown. And now you look at how it looks. It looks like a grassy, I mean, you can tell it's cleaner than any of this. Look at this out here. This is like Creeping Charlie or something. And then you look at this and it's like, wow. And I did not spray here because I did not want to harm any of the new seeds. But you can see those seeds right there look like they're going to be, what is that? Oh, that's sunflower. Look, it's a seed right there. That's the seed shell. So those are the sunflowers coming up. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Look how many sunflower seeds are in there. That means that's a sunflower. That means those are sunflowers. Oh, yeah. That means those are sunflowers. See, I just learned that just there in that minute. I did not know those were sunflowers. But when I saw a seed on one, that's how I learned it was a sunflower right then and there. And look how many of them are in there. They're everywhere. So we're going to get some good stuff growing in this patch. And I plan on doing that whole area the same way next year. But I got to throw a whole bunch of deer food in here and get the deer to knock this down for me. And then I will come out next year and do the same thing that I did right here. Throw down some seed. And it will take the same way. And that's how I'm going to beat all this stuff back. A little at a time. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Oh, yeah. And me and Logo getting to have fun out here at the same time. And this is how she puts her scent everywhere. And I like that. The twin. The twin. That's it. Hey. Here's that other area I've been throwing a ton. And I mean, this is the area I've been throwing the most amount of sunflower seeds into and corn because I'm trying to get the deer to knock this stuff down. Oh, that's like thorny. And when you cut them, they're hard to walk on. So I'm throwing food out here for the deer to walk on them and knock them down. And if you can't tell, it's working. They're knocking them down for me. You see that right there? That's loose. And that means it's going to come up. And then look what's next to it. A new growth, a sprout of something else. That is exactly what I mean. Look at that right there. New growth growing in under this stuff. I'm giving it all opportunity to grow. That is the point. You cut this stuff back or you make something trample it over. And once it gets trampled, it will lean. And as soon as it leans, it's going to give something else an opportunity to start growing. And once it grows, whatever's the fastest grower is going to shade out the other thing. So this grass should get thicker back in there. And as these get knocked over, the area is going to get smaller. All I am trying to do is overseed my yard with things that I find useful. Bird seed is something that I find useful. Birds like it. If I let that grow to seed, I won't have to buy as much bird seed. So I'm letting the bird seed take over. If the birds wanted this stuff, I would let them have it, but they don't act like they want this stuff. Nothing does. But the deer, look at that. A deer walked clean through this area right here. You can see a path straight through here. That is the spacing of a deer. Look at the two tops, this top and this top right here. And then you look all the way through. There's a deer that walked right through there. Same way over here. You can look. They walk through this way right here. They're knocking this stuff down. You can look. They walk through right here too. They're just knocking it down for me, and I'm going to keep on throwing food in there until they get it all knocked over for me. I will not have to plow it. Here's the other side right here. You can see how the heads are leaning. Just look how they're leaning. If you can see it in the footage. There you go. There's a perfect one leaning right there. You can tell that one got knocked over. They are getting knocked over. Look at how it's leaning. The deer are in there walking around looking for the kernel corn. They're looking for the sunflower seeds. They're going to take care of this area for me. And this is going to be proof. I'm going to record it and show you. You can see where they walked right through this area right here. Yep, this is my series on working with nature. Same thing right here. You can tell. They've been walking through this area right here, knocking everything down. And then I'll put something in that I want. This is going to take a while. I get it. Yeah, that's a whole pile. I get it. Logo, sit. I just saw something brown standing in front of me, and there she was. And she ain't startled by us, but she startled me. And Logo want to go say hello. But I don't know about that. We'll just walk up there. Hey, hey. See how long it takes for her to get out the way. This is regular speed right here. Oh, you better not. Leave it. That's her baby went that way, so we want to be careful. We're not going to harm your baby. That's what she's trying to make sure of. All right. We got past him. Good girl. It's not going to cost a whole lot, and it's going to be done over time, so the cost will not be as much of an effect. Right now, I figure I'm spending about $20 a week. $20 a week on seed. That's like a 16-pound bag. A 50-pound bag of sunflower seed. And I spend about maybe $30 because a 60-pound bag of a 50-pound bag of sunflower seed, and I'm throwing it in here too. Then I get a 35-pound bag of bird seed. That seed is $8. The other seed is about $16. And then I buy any random seeds that I can find, and I have about an $8 to $10 budget. I'll get them if I can find a pack of vegetable seeds or something like that, and as many as I can get. Like the Dollar Tree, I'll have them. I think it's 4 packs for $1, and I spent like $8 on them this week. So I'll do the same thing this next week. Just go in and see what they have on sale, and any bulk seeds I can find. I don't care what it is. I also got a bag of oats. I don't know what they were. It was seed though, and that seed, it says the deer love it. That seed was $11, and it was I want to say a 20-pound bag. I'm just putting in random things and seeing what it does, and it's actually working. This is not lazy. This is working with nature, learning how to get nature to do what it does best. So y'all got to see the yard. Y'all got to see what I'm doing out here in the yard and how I'm planning on getting it done. Even this part, making Logo go find her food. Logo, find it. Even making Logo go find her food. It is part of the working with nature. I'm saying I'm working with the nature of her, the things that she wants to do. I'm not trying to make her out to be a human. I'm making her out to be the dog who loves being a dog. Sit, sit, good girl. And she knows how to communicate with both me and with nature. And then I just use her as a listening tool because I listen to what she says she hears in nature. That's how I see deer. She spots them a lot of times, or she gets startled by something. But as long as she doesn't bark, she doesn't startle them. Logo, free. So anyway, I'm not going to take up much more time. I think I've shown everything that I wanted to show. And so that means it's time for me to let you go. I'm going to be sending this to my editor as one of the first videos that I am going to be having him edit. But I am going to edit it as well. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Much respect, much love. This your boy and his dog Logo. My Logo. Logo, sit, rise, sit, rise, down. Rise. Hey! And we out.